PFD, always ready. Your opportunity to hear what's going on. Papillion Fire Department. I'm Michael Severe, joined by Deputy Chief Jeff Jones, who's here to talk about the renovations of the downtown station. Before that, how long have you been with PFD?
I've been with Papillion for 34 years.
Wow. So both volunteer and as a professional.
Right. 24 years as a professional.
You know more about this building than most people do.
Yeah, I've been here a while, so I've seen a lot.
A lot of work to get it up to where it needed to be?
Yeah, the building really hasn't changed since I've been here. So we had to do some rehab to the building. For example, all the garage doors were replaced in this renovation. We were having problems with doors not going up as vehicles were trying to respond to emergency calls. Obviously you can't have that, so all of the garage doors were replaced on the building. All of the exterior lighting was upgraded to LED, which makes it more energy efficient.
Plus you have these windows now, right? Giving you some more light, more than you had before.
The previous windows had little portholes, and it really didn't let any light into the building, and the doors were not energy efficient by any means. Snow would blow into the building in the wintertime because they were so poorly weather stripped. So these are going to make a huge difference.
Let's walk inside and see some of the work that happened here. Building built 1967?
Yes. There's two sides to the building. This is the older side of the building. The north building was built in 1994. This one was built in the 60s. Gotcha. So basically inside, we've repainted everything, replaced ceiling fans, replaced all the lighting with LED lighting, upgraded our furnaces from radiant heat to forced air heat, which is more efficient. So it's a lot brighter and a lot cleaner. This is the exercise room. Really didn't do a lot in here other than paint it and put new lighting in it.
But this is a place where firefighters spend a good amount of time in here every day.
Our crews work out on all three shifts. They work out every day. It's important for them to maintain that physical fitness because it is a physical job.
This is
That's our gear extractor. That's what we launder our PPE in, our personal protective ensemble.
You only can put one set of gear in here at a time.
So it injects special cleaners into the gear to get rid of the contaminants that they experience when they go through a working fire.
Yeah, we think of just smoke, but the stuff that's in the smoke could be pretty deadly.
Yeah, it can cause cancer, or it can cause all kinds of problems, so it has to be removed. Every time we respond to it, whether it's a vehicle fire or house fire, the gear gets laundered.
Mm-hmm. Let's go here. And that washing machine is going to get moved into the gear room?
Yes. And the reason we opted to isolate our gear from the apparatus bays, we had our lockers out in the bays, but the gear is exposed to the diesel exhaust every time a vehicle leaves the building. That gear is exposed to that diesel exhaust, which can cause cancer. In addition, sunlight breaks down our gear. So this is an example of a newer set of gear. This gear is the same color, but that's what UV light does to the gear, and that breaks down the thermal properties of the gear. So we wanted to get it out of the bays and into its own area. This room has louvered vents, so we can open up a vent, draw fresh air in, and exhaust the air if we're laundering gear. Even if we just want to air out the room, we can move fresh air in this room.
And this also, I'm assuming, gives you more room in the bay too?
Yes,
well.
it gets this. It reduces a lot of the clutter in the bays.
That's what you see most. It feels walking through here is just not as cluttered as it was. It's like your house. I mean, after 20, 30 years, you build up a bunch of extra stuff.
Yep, this was another space that wasn't being utilized. So we've put all of our public relations material when we have our open houses or when we go to the schools and do safety talks. A lot of the things the firefighters carry with them is here. It's also going to be used as a room to repair our self-contained breathing apparatuses that the firefighters carry on their back. We have in-house staff that are trained to repair those items, but we've never really had a place for them to work on them, so we're going to turn this into their workspace. So we'll walk into the north side of the building. This is where the apparatus are housed that are in service. So there's a med unit, an engine, and a battalion chief's vehicle. In here, same thing, replaced all the lighting. We actually have an exhaust fan in here that kicks on every time a garage door opens and stays on for like 7 minutes to remove the diesel exhaust. replaced the lighting, painted everything. This is the busiest station out of the 4.
Wow, and then, so this is new as well?
This is new. This is where we decon our EMS equipment when they come back from a call. So we use stainless steel in this so we can disinfect it. Previously it had a laminate with a fiberglass sink. It was really difficult to clean it.
The stain stayed in it?
Yes. So this is our training room. When we went through the renovation of the building, we actually had all of the offices moved into here initially during the first phase of the renovation. So my office, the battalion chief, the captain, and the training officer, we all had an office in here as that side was being renovated. When that was completed, we moved back, and then the firefighters' living quarters were moved into this room. So 7 firefighters, we had 7 beds and their chairs, and this became their living quarters for about 5 weeks.
Because you mentioned it was done in phases, that way you could keep the fire station open, right?
The station remained open during the entirety of the renovation.
7 firefighters, TV, equipment, everything in here.
Yeah, it was close quarters, and the good thing was the firefighters really embraced it and did a great job. They helped out moving. Obviously, it was a big disruption to their day. But they embraced it and were really helpful as we went through the process. So we can go out, and now we're moving into the administrative areas of the building. So our battalion chief's offices, and the thing that's really, even though I've been here for 24 years, the thing that's changed is it's bright. We got rid of all of the carpet in the building, repainted everything, replaced all the windows. We had windows that wouldn't open or close because they were rotted. So this has really been a big upgrade. And now we'll go upstairs to the living quarters.
And at any given time, is it always 7 firefighters that are on duty for the 24-hour shift, or how many?
Pretty much. It can be 8 at times if we're fully staffed, but it's usually 7. So this is our dorm room. This room has 4 beds. It's not fancy, but the difference now.
This is the light that goes on when there's a call. People are in the room. So this is for what?
Automatic fire detection system, water flow, local alarm bells, and that's the address. And then the clock is counting down how long it's taking them to get out the door.
And you want to get out by 60, right?
Yep. Sometimes you got a guy gearing up in the back, it takes them a little bit longer. So your first vehicle was out the door in 53 seconds. They were out at 118. That's the goal, is 60 seconds. Obviously, time of day makes a difference. They were in the building, weren't involved in anything else. Sometimes they'll have a hose line stretched in their training. Obviously, it's going to slow them down as far as their response.
Or if they're asleep.
Or if they're asleep, that takes a little bit longer to get woke up and get in the vehicle and drive it, but our goal is 60 seconds. So our kitchen was pretty bad. Nothing had been updated since the building was built in 1994. So all the cupboards were replaced, kitchen cabinets, refrigerators. Again, all the flooring was removed, and we just now have polished concrete, and it's going to be a lot easier to care for.
This whole building had carpet throughout it?
Carpet or tile.
That's kind of old school, right?
Yes.
We don't do that anymore because of floods and things like that. You don't want that.
So this has all been updated, and hopefully they like it. It's going to be more usable for them, hopefully. They have a living room, basically. Usually daytime they aren't in here because they're out answering calls or doing other things.
You guys train almost every day, right?
Yeah. Bathrooms are pretty simple. They've all been updated. The sinks and countertops and everything have been replaced. The floors have been replaced. Building had a lot of water damage because of roof leaks, so all of the ceiling tiles were replaced. And again, up here, all of the lighting has been replaced with LED, much more energy efficient. We also installed blackout window shades in the living quarters because there are lights out in the apparatus bays that stay on all night. They're night lights, so when you come down the stairs, you're not looking for a light switch. But when you're up here trying to sleep or do whatever, you don't want to have that light glaring at you. So it's hard enough to sleep here with all the noise and everything. So it's just another bedroom space. Captain's usually in there, battalion chief, and this is another spare bedroom that's still being painted right now.
Gotcha. Oh, how long did the overall renovation take?
The renovation right now, we're at about 5 months. So it really, I think by industry standards, it's happening fast. I think we thought initially it would probably take more like a year, but Leader Construction came in and they really moved quick.
The choices were either go find a new building or redo this building to make it livable?
Right. And the decision was made. We actually were looking for sites for a new station, but the decision was made to renovate this station, and the hope is we'll get at least 15 more years out of the building. I think we can get more than that, but where this station ends up ultimately is going to be driven by call volume. Right now, this is the busiest station. As long as it's still busy, this station's probably going to be somewhere close to this area.
Jeff, we appreciate it.
Thank you.